Guys, I am going to just take a few minutes to talk to you about using online citation generations as a part of our MLA 101 series. So this is just kind of some tips on how to use those. They can be super helpful, but there are also a few cautions that you want to make sure that you're aware of. All right, so the first step is that you just want to pull up your research website. So whatever site you're planning on using that you need to include in your Works Cited page, go ahead, pull that up, and you're going to want to copy the URL address. Okay, step number one. So for our example, I have pulled up from my class webpage the subpage that's about corrections. All right, there are several online citation generators that you could use. My favorite is probably BibMe. I'll give you some sites at the end of this presentation for the others, but I'm going to show you what to do with BibMe, and they all basically work the same. So you have the web address there. You could just Google BibMe. When it comes up, there are a couple options that you're going to need to pick. Number one, we are now in MLA 8th edition. That just happened this last year. So you want to make sure that you pick MLA 8. And if you are citing a website, which is probably the case, then of course you're going to pick website. Now, feel free to pick the others if you are indeed citing the other types of sources, if you have a book or a video. But for our purposes, we are looking at a website. No matter what you're citing, make sure you pick MLA 8. All right, so you see that it gives you a bar, and that whenever you click on website, so that's where you're going to paste your URL that we copied. So I've done that, and then you're going to click search website. Once you do that, it's going to kind of give you a preview of the site here, and if that's right, then you click select. Once you click select, you're going to get a report of sorts. So you can see that here. Here's what we found. It's going to tell you all the categories that it found information for. So it found the URL, it found what it thinks is the website title, the article title, and the date accessed. It's also going to tell you information it couldn't find, the publisher or sponsor, and the date published. Now, just because it says it couldn't find it doesn't mean it's not there. And in fact, both of those things are there. So you always have to go back and manually look at the site you're citing to make sure that that information can't be found somewhere. Also, double check the information it says it found automatically, because sometimes that's not right. For example, the website title is not Google Sites. So that's something that we'll need to fix, and you can do that in the next step. So you're going to click Final Step. And once you've done that, you're going to see this page pop up that has fields that you can type in. So when I first pulled this up, article title was already filled in. Contributor was blank. So that's who wrote it, all right, the author. So that was me in this case. So I went ahead and I typed that in. Then I went down. Remember, I told you guys that the website title was wrong, so I deleted that and typed in the correct website title, Harbison's English page. Publisher and sponsor was missing, remember? So I went ahead and typed that in, iUniversity Prep. The URL was already there, and then the date was missing, but it was actually on that page. So I went in and typed that in as well, and I left the date accessed as well. Now, if something happened and I actually couldn't find the date published, then I would just leave it blank. Okay, so no big deal if that happens. Whenever I get to the point where everything looks good, I'm going to click Create Citation. And this page will pop up with my citation. So what you can do is click copy and paste that right into your Works Cited list. A note on that, if you do it, you have got to format it, because MLA for a Works Cited page has to be double spaced. And it also has to have what's called a hanging indent, which means that every other line besides the first line of the citation is tabbed in, one tab. So you would have to adjust the formatting just a little bit whenever you paste it onto your page. Be aware of that. Another fun aspect of this that is like a bonus is you can also click and have it make your parenthetical. We've talked about those in-text citations. Remember, your sources have to be cited 2 different places. On your list of works cited page is the full big mega source. But also in your paper, when you quote something or paraphrase or summarize, you have to include a parenthetical that says, hey, this information was borrowed, and here is where you can find that citation information. So if you click parenthetical, it will come up and you can tell it, all right, I want the contributor and the page, which is normally what the parenthetical consists of, and it will produce your parenthetical for you, and you can just copy and paste that. Notice I don't have a page. Websites generally don't have page numbers, so that would be blank. If I didn't have an author, then instead of clicking contributors, I would just click title, and instead it would give me a parenthetical with the article title, all right, which is what you have to do in that case. So nice little bonus feature. Real quick, a couple of resources. If you need more information about MLA 8th edition, basic formatting of your paper, layout, how to do in-text citations, the full shebang on works cited page so you know what to look for to make sure it's right, I recommend the online writing lab at Purdue, or OWL. How handy. The website's up here at the top, or you can just Google OWL Purdue and it'll come up. And in the left-hand navigation bar, you can see all things MLA. So this is your like table of contents, your menu that you can click on what you need, and it'll give you all the MLA information that you could possibly hope to need. So big helpful source. And then I told you there are several citation generators out there. The other 2 that are pretty good are the Citation Machine, so you can see that here, and EasyBib, which is here, and their websites, URL addresses. They all work the same. The process is the same on all of them. And really, there's not a lot of difference. So feel free to do whichever one you feel most comfortable with. But remember, the bottom line is this. No matter what you do, which one you use, the responsibility for the citation being correct falls on you. So double check everything. You still have to know your MLA to make sure that you can check and make sure that these are right, because almost always there's going to be some kind of error that you have to check for. But these are a great way to give you a starting spot. All right, guys, thanks for listening. Reach out if you have any help, and look at some of the other MLA 101 videos if you need help on your research paper. Bye now.